Let's talk Phils. I got to say, even with the loss of Zach Wheeler, I am far more optimistic going to this postseason than I was a year ago. You and Jack host the High Hopes podcast. Do you have high hopes for this Phillies team heading into the postseason?
Yeah, I do. I'm with you. I have more confidence in this team than any other group of this 4-year run that they've had. 2022, obviously, we gained confidence as they started on the run the playoffs. But, I mean, heading into the playoffs, they barely made it. They had 87 wins. They almost blew it to the Brewers. I think we all forget how down a lot of people were on that team until Gene Segura got that hit in St. Louis. They win game 2. We come home to the bank, and it's a beautiful thing. I think 2023 is the only other year, because last year, I'm with you. Last year, it felt like we were all trying to talk ourselves into something that we knew wasn't going to work. Like, we knew going into that Mets series that the Mets had been a better team for 3 months. Like, it was so clear. They had mojo, they had vibes, and the Phillies were like limping into the playoffs. You could feel it. I think it was all false bravado from the fan base last year, or not. I think we were all kind of nervous about that Mets series. This year, in 2023, we went in confident, but still they were like a 90-win team or whatever, 89 wins, and they were 13 games worse than the Mets and the Braves that year. This year, they've been one of the best teams all year. Like, all year from the jump, they just win. They've battled adversity. The Zach Wheeler thing, I mean, that's the kind of thing that could crush a team. And instead, they went on a run after it and used it as motivation. And they've done that all year long when they've lost guys. They found ways to, Trey goes down, boom, they win 12 of 15 or whatever it was. Like that Met series in New York, the low point of the season where they get swept and it's a disaster. They come home and then they go, 12 of 15 or something like that then too. Like, they have just responded every single time in every single way this year. The trade deadline was finally a hit. Bader, Duran, Robertson added. Like, they've made difference makers come in. It's added juice to the team. I believe in this group more than I have any other group yet. But I think for me, it all comes down to the Dodgers. I think, and it like feels like simple and kind of obvious to say that they're the two favorites, but I think the World Series is Phillies-Dodgers. I really do. I think whoever wins that series wins the World Series. And the Mariners could win the World Series. They got great pitching. They got some dudes. They got, big dumper and that whole thing going on. They're fun. But I'm not really scared of the rest of the teams. Like the Cubs, the Padres, those teams don't scare me. The Brewers are good, but they're not. Like, they could lose to any of these teams. It's the baseball playoffs, right? We get it. The Reds could win the next 2 and beat the Phillies. Like, that could happen. It's baseball. But I really, when I look at it, I feel really confident. Dodgers won 15 of 20. They won last night, and they're the Dodgers. So, like, the Dodgers could just come in and be like, hey, remember the Dodgers, the best team ever? That's us. And go on a run. But I think that Dodgers series is really going to predict who wins. I really do.
So you and I are talking in the 4 o'clock hour here on Wednesday. We may get some news, before tonight's show, our show at 7. You'll be at the ballpark as we speak.
Yes,
you and Jack
sir.
Fritz watching a little scrimmage at the ballpark.
Yes, we will.
If we don't get an announcement from Rob Thompson, what is your take on who is going to be taking the mound for games 2 and 3 of the division series? Will it be Luzardo first or Suarez first?
So I think it's going to be Luzardo game 2. They're throwing him today, which would line up with that Monday start. Also, we had Topper on the morning show today, and he mentioned that Ranger is still a little sore from that comebacker that he took in the last game, so that they're trying to see where Ranger's at. That's why Ranger's not pitching at all in the intra-squad today. And he talked about Luzardo, and then, when you add in Luzardo's home numbers, Ranger just kind of being so cool, calm, and collected, I think it just makes more sense to let Ranger walk into an opposing, building and not feel it. Whereas Luzardo, I think, we've seen the emotion. We've seen that he feeds off it. I think he's going to be more comfortable here. I think it makes so much sense to start Luzardo in game 2 at home. The interesting thing, though, was, Topper was glowing about Aaron Nola. Mentioned a possible piggyback in game 3. Said that in his mind, and he didn't say it's lot, but he said he wants Nola to be the 4th starter, like to get, like, of those 3 to be the other guy who gets a start. He trusts him. He's seen him in big spots. So I think we're going to get more Aaron Nola than fans are expecting heading into the playoffs as well.
What is your trust level with the core bullpen guys heading into the postseason?
Pretty good. I think, a month ago after the Duran trade, the first 3 weeks when Robertson was kicking butt and all that, we're like, I would have said, 100%. I felt awesome. Duran struggled a little bit. Robertson struggled a little bit since then, but I feel really good about the Robertson, Duran, Strom, Banks group. Like, I think those guys, I feel, and I would not have thought that I'd be throwing Tanner Banks in there, but I love
he's
him.
Been great.
Dude, he's got stones. He's got stones, that guy. You can bring him in any spot. It feels like he's never intimidated, bases loaded, no out. Like, sure, I'll go in and I'll get a double play ball. Like, I really like Banksy. But I think those top three guys, Duran, they need Robertson to be able to last through. And Strom's been awesome. Strom looks like Matt Strom again. The last month or so, he's really turned it back on, has been really good. So I feel really good about those guys. The questions come after that. Now, whether it's a guy like Walker Buehler or someone else helping out of the pen, that could be advantageous. But like, I think that the question mark guy for me is Kerkering. I don't trust Orion Kerkering. I know that we're going to see him in a big spot or two, because he is that, kind of next guy in the pen, certainly the next righty after those top two. And, that's where I get nervous. Kerkering has not been great this year. I know that the numbers are okay, but he's let in a lot of inherited runners, and he's really seemed to falter down the stretch yet again. And we've seen him in big spots in the playoffs, and he's yet to really come through. So I'm nervous about Kerkering if he gets into a big spot. But on the whole, I feel solid. And having Duran at the back obviously makes a difference.
Well, the offense hopefully will not fizzle out in the postseason. We got Trey Turner winning the NL batting title. Kyle Schwarber, of course, the home run king and the RBI leader. Bryce Harper is Bryce Harper. Brandon Marsh had a very solid year. Are you confident the offense will come through this year?
Who could say yes, Chet? Look, we've been through it, right? So I don't think we can say that. Like, I'm confident in Bryce Harper being able to kind of turn it on in October. I'm confident Kyle Schwarber will be Kyle Schwarber. The Turner thing, I don't know. That injury, that will he be able to open it up on the base pass? How's his timing? But I was trusting Trey this year. I think it really comes down to, I feel so much better about Brandon Marsh and Bryson Stott and Alec Boehm and JT Realmuto right now than I did heading into the playoffs last year. We've seen really good runs from them over the second half of the season, and Marsh really since May has been great. But I can't lie and say that when Brandon Marsh steps up in a big spot that I'm not going to feel the last three postseasons, and the fact that the majority of times that he came in a big spot, he didn't come through. So I trust them more than I did last year. I trust them in general more than I have, but I really do think they can. Like, I'm not going in fearing the way I expect the bats to go cold the way I expected to. I think they're better and they've had better approaches and all that this year, but it's just the last couple of years and the memories that I feel like in the moment, it'll be impossible not to feel that and to be like, I totally trust them, but more than in the past.
I can't wait, James. I can't wait.
Hey,
I'm putting 2 minutes on the clock. We're going to have some fun. James, in the movie and TV world, sequels and reboots are all the rage these days. So we're going to do something like that here. It was 4+ years ago, July of 2021, that we got you to play a little game called Seltzer, Skelter. And it was so much fun that we never did it again. Until now. Pop culture trivia we're going to do. We
Love
did that
it.
once before also.
I remember that.
Trivia.
Yeah.
10 questions. You need to answer 7 of 10 correctly to get a passing grade. I have faith in you, James. So let's do it. Here we go.
Okay.
All right.
I'm ready.
2 minutes on the clock.
Okay.
Number 1. What 2009 to 2015 NBC sitcom was set in the fictional town of Pawnee, Indiana?
Parks and Recreation.
Very
classic.
Good. Number 2. In what city was the American version of The Office set?
Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Of course. Number 3. What female singer had the huge hit Espresso in the summer of 2024 and then the hit Manchild this summer?
Shout out to Philadelphia's owner, Bryn Mawr's own. That'd be Sabrina Carpenter.
Wow, 3 for 3. Number 4.
My daughter for knowing
Wait, this is a layup. Number 4. Who directed Titanic and the Avatar films?
Big Jim, James Cameron.
Number 5.
Not the only Big Jim on this pod. We got a couple more.
That's all right. Number 5. What 2024 movie about a stripper and her relationship with a young Russian guy took home the Oscar for Best Picture last winter?
Nora.
Loved it. One of my favorites.
Yeah, really great. She's amazing in it, Mikey. Man. They're really the performances are phenomenal. Very good movie.
Absolutely. Number 6, singer and actress Selena Gomez got married over the weekend. What is the name of her songwriter, producer, husband?
So this is the first one. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe it is Benny Blanco.
You got it, man. I don't know if I would have gotten that if I didn't have a multiple choice situation, but yes.
What a pull there.
Woo. Number 7, Taylor Swift. You may have heard of her. She has a new album coming out in a couple of days. What is the album's title?
I know there's Showgirl, and is it The Life of a Showgirl?
The Life of a Showgirl.
Boom!
I'll take it. There you go.
Pass it.
Number 8.
There we go.
The highest grossing movie across North America this year is an April release based on a popular video game that came out in 2011. Its stars include Jason Momoa and Jack Black. What is that movie?
The Minecraft movie, which I've watched with my daughter.
Woo, there you go.
Yes.
Number 9. What British band, fronted by a couple of bickering brothers, is currently out on their first tour in 16 years?
The Gallaghers, Oasis.
9 for 9. Finally, Bill didn't watch, but the Emmy Awards were handed out last month, and a series co-created and starring Seth Rogen, the big winner, including Best Comedy Series, 13 statues in total. What was it?
Everyone should watch The Studio. It is one of the funniest, best shows on television in the last decade. Like, The Studio is perfect. Watch it. It's like, I think 8 or 10 episodes. They're short, 30 or less, 35 at most. Watch The Studio. It freaking rocks.
How good was Bryan Cranston in that?
Phenomenal. Oh, it's so great. That last episode, we won't say anything other, but the last episode with Cranston, or the last two, the one is elite stuff from Cranston. Yeah.
Perfect. 10 for 10, man. Great job. And by the way, you are now, speaking of 10s, you are now a member of the Philly Pressbox Radio 10 Timers Club. Wow, thank you for your service, my friend.
That's awesome. A true honor. I've made it finally.
You have
exciting.
made it. Go Phils.
Go Phils, Jack. Go Birds. Go Phils. What a pleasure.